Hello, welcome to Desopadec Weekly. Here we tell you all about activities of Delta State's Oil Producing Areas Development Commission. And this promises to be a super exciting package as we take you through a momentous event of Skill Acquisition Academy initiated to boost manpower for the sustenance of oil producing communities and the general growth of the Nigerian economy. It is an interesting package. You will love it. Joy Oche is my name. Welcome on board.
The purpose of an oil producing commission is for the people of the oil producing area. My message to the oil producing community is that any project that is done in their area, they should see it as their personal project. They should see it as community project. They should defend the project the way they defend their king. That is my message to the people of the oil producing community.
The Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission has taken an unprecedented move to boost employment in the local economy with the establishment of a specialized training program covering 6 months for youths of the Niger Delta. Likewise, 160 trainees selected from the 6 oil-bearing communities in the state have been enrolled under the scheme tagged the Desopadec Skills Academy. This is in accordance with one of its core mandates of fast-tracking human capital development. An orientation program was held for the trainees inducted at the matriculation ceremony. The orientation, which took place at the Petroleum Training Institute, PTI, Eforon, Delta State, featured 3 seasoned resource persons who prepared the 160 trainees of the academy on the importance of learning a skill and how to imbibe best practices of starting and sustaining a business. Addressing the trainees, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Desopadec, Basharon Askia Oge, gave an insight on how the Desopadec Skills Academy evolved. He said it was designed to propagate a change of mindset and refocus the attention of the teeming youths of Delta oil communities from dependence to gameful entrepreneurship.
Last year, we held a training seminar for our women folks across the 6 ethnic nationalities. That is our catchment area of the Desopadec. By the way, we're covering 21 out of the 25 local governments of the state. And so in that meeting, we attempted to change the mindset of our women, change for them to understand that they can use their passion, which is ordinary to all of us, that they can convert it to wealth. That was the theme of that particular training. I did, on behalf of the management and the board of the Desopadec, promise that our next goal would be to reach out to youth, both the male and female, because we know that the youths of the Niger Delta, particularly the oil producing areas of Delta State, are very vibrant, very knowledgeable, and very available to be made millionaires by the works of their own hands. So there's the need for us to come into collaboration with them, train them appropriately, and allow them make very good millionaires, very successful persons from among themselves. That is how we started talking about the Desopadec Skill Academy. Now, what we're essentially doing is to propagate a mindset change. We want to change our teeming youth. We want to refocus ourselves to human capital and manpower development so that we can take very good advantage of our comparative advantage in terms of the fact that we are very learned, we are very focused as a people, we have a lot of energy as youth, but this energy should be directed to the right place.
X-raying the obvious predicament which the present-day youths face while searching for white-collar jobs that are not available at graduation. Bashung Askia Uge said, Desopadec, as an interventionist agency of the Delta State government, established the academy to strengthen the stronger Delta mantra of Governor Ifeanyi Okowa administration aimed at checking youth unemployment and restiveness. Bashung Askia Uge emphasized that education enhances the development and sustainability of any skill acquired.
We are aware that a lot of us here are graduates with a lot of certificates. We are aware that given opportunities, we will prefer to work in offices. Then we are also aware that the white-collar jobs are not there in quantum that we can all pick up easily. So we felt that as the Desopadec is an agency that is part of Delta State, it is not autonomous on its own and it's not a state of its own. So we felt there is the need for us to key into our own boss's agenda, the master of a stronger Delta, the master of a smarter Delta that is created by the governor of Abia State, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa. And so, as an agency of government, we felt this is time for us to be able to mold the mindset of our people, particularly those that are here. We don't want them to give us the name of restive youth, restive youth, restive youth. And so this is what we set out to achieve.
The chairman, Delta State Technical and Vocational Education Board, Michael Akbobiri, was speaking on a topic, Mindset Reset for Emerging Millionaires, said 60 years on, Nigeria still promotes education that issues certificates that are mere titles. Education that makes us remember rather than think. An education that makes us talk about the problem rather than solve it.
So in 1960, Nigeria gained political independence without economic independence because our minds were still kept in chains by the kind of education bequeathed us that make us totally dependent on our colonial masters. Am I correct with that? Now, after 60 years, we now have education that gives us certificates. The certificates are mere titles. They give us education that make us to remember and not to think. Now, today, Desopadec has set the ball rolling because what did they do since for the state will not affect our oil communities, oil bearing and oil producing community. Desopadec have now started the skill academy, and you people are the first batch. Say to be skillless in Nigeria today is an invitation towards poverty. So if you want to escape poverty, you must obtain a skill.
Mr. Akbobiri described salary as a bribe given to employees by their employers for them to abandon their dreams. He urged the trainees, the trainers, and other stakeholders to focus squarely on the objectives of the Noble Academy.
One of the lessons I went there, I gave a popular quote. What was the quote? I said to them, I said, salary is a bribe given to you by your employers for you to abandon your dream. Have you seen anybody that became a multimillionaire through salary? If not be bad habit, even Okada rider that get money past salary and so salary is a bribe. We just give you, forget every other thing. What I was trying to tell them, that as you are earning salary, do something else so that you can get multiple source of income.
The Executive Director, Finance and Administration, Desopadec, Chief John Nani, and the Executive Director, Planning, Research and Statistics, Dr. Shadrach Agediga, appealed to the trainees to pay serious attention to the 6 months intensive training for their own good.
Delta youths, you're all welcome to this training. It's empowerment, that's true. But if you're given the money and you don't know what to do with the money, you would have not been invited here. We know full well that you have plethora things you will do with the money. So for anything you hear today, just put it in your head. Today is the beginning and the end of your suffering if you listen to them.
Now, for youth council, would they say, if you build the youth, we will build the nation? Not be so. We won't build youths when tomorrow not go rely on the state or federal government to survive. That's not the essence of this program. Now, wisdom say, if you want to secure your future, you go make the right use of today. Now, when we get this opportunity, we expect and we believe, say we'll go make the right use of this opportunity.
My people, na me Bashoro ask Yaoge, when be managing director and chief executive officer of Desopadec. Na me come again because as the thing they go, it not go good make we come believe say this pandemic of coronavirus say it don't finish. As the thing they do also make it not go be something when you go come just dey lay ambush. When we think say it don't finish, it just come up from one place, come begin catch people. Now it make me come say, make I come beg on. Say, it go good. Make as government say, make we do the protocol for COVID-19, make we dey follow up. Make we dey come up for where plenty people dey. Make we try dey wash our hands. Every time we go dey wash am. And then this time, make we try, make we dey wear our nose mask regularly. Because why? Now, only those when they are alive, now we feel serve when all the good things when we don't promise una go feel reach their domot. We beg you, make you stay alive so that we can serve you better.
One of the resource persons, Mr. Promise Ukwedo, in his discussion titled The Brand Called You, explains the importance of a brand and reputation and how they both contribute to the development of skilled persons.
We're going to be starting by understanding 2 words, brand and reputation. Brand basically is the way you present yourself to the world. People will meet you as you first, before you will say a word. Second is your reputation. This has to do with how the people around you perceive you, how they see you. The truth is this: if you want to worry, don't worry about reputation just yet, because it's a function of what? Your brand. There are some evil philosophies we are going to be dealing with right now. I told you I'm going to look from 3 perspectives. The very first one is the past. Now, why we are where we are, your level of knowledge. If you look around your life, practically, why you are where you are at this point, number 1 is what you know, waiting you put for head, waiting you know, say you will fit do, or waiting say people they do. That is 1. 2, your level of exposure. 3, your experiences is what has brought you here. So sometimes I see even my fellow friends, or rather my fellow mates, complaining, if not be saying our government, I for don't go here. If not for my mom or my dad, I would have been this. It's a planted lie. Number 2 reason why you are where you are is your association. When you are with chickens, the only thing you can do is to eat from the ground. When you are with wolves or hyenas, the best you can do is to howl and walk around. But when you are with lions, you will have your separate dens. When you are with eagles, the sky is too big for you guys to operate, so you people will be in various mountains, connecting with ideas. The question I want to ask you is, what is your ring of fire like? The people who surround you, that cook you, that or burns you, do they make into a fine meal, or do they burn you and turn you into shackles? It's you who will determine that. Your values and belief, the mentality you have now, is actually the height to which you can ever go. If you want to grow in life, grow first in mind. The moment you increase in your thinking, your body will naturally follow.
In an interview, the acting head of the Department of Social Services, Desopadec,
Chief Odalonu Otoya,
and the divisional head of Youths and Sports, Teresa Ogorianwe, said the program was designed to make youths become breadwinners, independent, and self-sustaining.
This training is very important. As you see, it's a skill, we termed it Skill Academy. The essence of it is that at the end of it, these people will become professionals in these skills that are going to be trained at graduation. And the more interesting part is that they will be equipped to be independent and as well turn out to train other individuals for us to have people who have turned to be independent in these skills and field that I've explained. So it's very important.
First of all, we have a lot of unemployed youths in our mandate areas. And so this is an opportunity for them to have a skill to be able to provide something for themselves.
A business consultant, Ndidi Azar, who coached the trainees on the topic, Market Penetration Strategy and Marketing, explains the key things to consider before entering a market.
Now, there are 6 things we are going to talk about. We are going to consider when entering a market. Remember, you are entering a market that already has people who are doing this business. And you don't want to enter and become frustrated and come out. You want to enter with a mindset of knowing what to do, how to do it, and get the results that you desire. Now, love your business, but focus more on everything that will give you money. Now, business is what you do to make impact and add value profitably. It is what you do to make impact and add value. When you do the right things with the goal of making impact and creating value, the after effect is what? Profit. So the first thing we're going to consider now is, does my product or service solve a specific problem for a specific set of people? Now, to answer this question, the first thing you need to do is to identify the problem. You see that guy? That's a local barber shop. You see what he did? That's a problem that he just solved. So he took the cape and tore the front and put a transparent nylon so that his customers can press their phone. That's a problem. Now look at this woman in the washing machine. When we were younger, in the 80s, our mothers, it was a natural thing to pack out clothes on Saturdays and wash. There is no big deal. Just like it is normal for you to go into your kitchen and wash your plates. There's no big deal until somebody thought and said, this is actually a problem. We didn't think our mothers didn't think it was a problem. It was normal to pack out clothes and wash. But somebody saw it as a problem, and what did they do? They created washing machines. At first it was automatic washing machine, and they were very expensive. They now went into manual. So in every business that you are doing, there is a problem. Your responsibility is to find that problem and possibly be the first to start creating the solutions.
The Desopadec Weekly TV also had a chat with the principal training consultant of the Desopadec Skills Academy, Chief Tony Marino. According to him, the program will take a good number of youths off the streets and make them employers of labor.
Now we have so many young men and women who are jobless, educated but jobless. But with this training, we're not going to give them skills. Now with that skill, they become employers of the people. So joblessness will be tackled very well in the community.
Meet some of the trainees as they explain the gains of the orientation program.
I have learned that whatever it is that I'm determined to do, whatever it is I'm passionate to do, I'll do it and I'll excel exceedingly well in it. If I don't get distracted, I'll get my goal. And I also learned that I am my own brand. It's the way I put in my effort, that's the way I'll sell myself to the world and to the society.
I've learned about individual skill acquisition, about having something to do in life besides just going to school and being certified. That having certificate is quite lesser than having certificate. That what a man learns is actually for life, and having a handwork is actually very necessary to survive.
Truth be told, in the course of the teaching just now, I got a brand name for myself. It was when the second speaker, Mr. Promise, was talking that I got that name. I just quickly wrote it down at the back of my jotter and wrote everything that I want to go into. It's the teaching alone has brought out another aspect of me that I didn't know was hidden.
Outside learning the talent, the business skill, which is what the last speaker is teaching now. I think I'm learning how to grow from not only to do the job, but to grow in terms of making, trading on it, a business kind of.
So far so good it has been. Shooting, I mean, each and every talk that keep coming, keep on firing my spirit too. I would say I have a better future within the next 6 months. As soon as this is done, I know I'm going somewhere.
In an interview with Desopadec Weekly TV, the MD, CEO of Desopadec, Basharun Askia Oge, executive directors and board members share their optimism on the expected impact of the program in oil-bearing communities.
In the main, we want to solve the problem of unemployment because, as you know, the way the economy is growing now, there's very minimal numbers of employment in our various offices and civil service. And so there's a need for people to have something doing to change their mindset and also be able to teach them skills so that the normal restiveness that we have been experiencing some years past, we can change the face of all of that.
If you can convince the youth, the restiveness would have been gone. If you can engage the youths today and they are engaged economically, they will not be thinking of, oh, what is there that you are getting from our community is not given to us. So the empowerment is not just empowerment by giving them money, it's empowering them for them to grow and also empower others. That's what the Desopadec as a commission is doing today.
This is a recipe to youth restiveness. Because what we have decided to do now is that we want to invest in the youth. We want to invest in both young boys and girls so that they will be empowered to set up their own business and be employers of labor. And that's what we stand to achieve with this program.
As a youth activist, it is germane that the board came up with this resolution. So when the NSAS revolution came, we see this as a way of resolving some of those demands because, His Excellency the Governor called a meeting to Government House and to Unity Hall where issues were raised. These are some of the issues that were addressing, issue of youth empowerment. Some of them will be trained and will be self-sustainable. I think that is the position.
The state government have been doing developmental projects in terms of roads, buildings and other things. But today, we are doing human development because you must develop the humans. So at the end, when you develop human, those roads and schools that were built will not be destroyed because the human beings have already developed. So they don't know the need of maintaining those things.
With the establishment of the Desopadec Skills Academy, the Commission has taken an ambitious stride to curb the lingering problem of joblessness in the society. It is expected that with this move against lack and poverty, it will lead to wealth creation and socio-economic gains for the restive youths of the oil-producing Niger Delta. And that's our package. Thank you very much for watching. You can send in your comments and suggestions and contributions on our social media handles showing on your television screen. We will do it again next week. To join us, on behalf of the entire crew, Joy Uche is my name. COVID-19 is real, so stay safe. I'll see you next week.